What up, game dev gangster? Now, it's because of things like this that people think game dev is a bad industry. A lot of people get laid off. You should not work in that industry. Because take a look at this article. Activision Blizzard CEO criticized for layoffs amid massive stock increase. Despite Activision firing 190 people, 190 people lost their job in Activision Blizzard last week. The CEO is reportedly looking at 200 million in 2021 when combined with his annual earnings. Now, I'm not going to go into these 200 millions because they are tied to his contract. If he achieved certain results, if he brings, the stock of the company at a certain price. But again, that's not only his achievement, because a lot of people work in that company. You cannot say, oh, one people brought the stock price, 100% on top. It went from $100 to $200. That's not something one guy can do. That's a company that has thousands of employees or 1,000 people that work there, so they are all contributing to that. But okay, one person will get the reward. I don't want to go into it because a lot of people in the comments will be, technically, I don't care about you technically, okay? Just comment down below, hate me, whatever, push the algorithm. I'm just kidding, but seriously, do that. But anyways, this is what frightens people to get into game dev, because they fear if they get a job in a big studio, they will get laid off like this without notice or whatever, for whatever reason, or they will work crunch times, overtimes, over weekends, over months, whatever, like you see in some launches, some game dev launches, Cyberpunk and all of the other games similar like that, in that genre, with that scale. I'm talking to you, okay? But seriously, first things first, you don't have to work for big game companies. I know a lot of us have a dream to work in, I don't know, Blizzard, maybe Grand Theft Auto, Rockstar Games, to work on Grand Theft Auto. You don't have to do that. You can still try. You should still try if that is your job, if that is your dream, and see for yourself. Try it out, see for yourself. If you don't like it, just move away. And this is the point that I want to make. If you're good enough, if you get to a point that you are a good game developer, people know you for your skills, for your coding skills, for your ability to solve problems, for whatever, it will be easy for you to get a job in whichever studio you want. So don't put yourself into a mentality, oh, game dev is a bad industry, I'm not going to get into it, I will just get fired, there is no place, there is no jobs. There are jobs, people do get fired, but there are also jobs. On the other hand, if you take a look at Unity, every week Unity jobs are posted. I'm not talking about Unity company specifically, but jobs related to Unity game dev, to Unity engine itself, Unreal Engine as well. On a weekly basis, jobs are being posted. So your job is to, see the posting jobs, but just kidding. But seriously, your job is to be good at game development. If you become good, no matter which studio you work in, be that a small indie game dev studio, a large studio like Rockstar Games, Blizzard, or Bethesda, or whatever, you will always be able to move on. If you don't like it, if you have crunch weekends, if you have crunch times, if you see that your laying off is getting near, or if you get laid off for whatever reason, you can always move to another company. So that is the thing that you should focus on, and don't focus on getting or could you get a job, because at the end of the day, quality workers, no matter which field, they are always required. If you are good, as I said, if you're good at game dev, you write good code, you are able to solve problems, you are able to contribute to their teams, you'll be hired no matter what. So don't fall for those talks like game dev is a bad industry. This doesn't happen only in game dev. I'm not praising Blizzard. I'm not saying those companies are good. Big companies at the end of the day care only about their profit. They don't care about you. They can say corporate culture, corporate family, blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, every company out there cares about profits. They don't care about you as an employee. They don't care about your health benefits. They don't care about your family, and so on and so forth. Your workers are not your family, no matter what the company culture is, because everybody is sleazy when it comes to that. So your colleague might try to set you up so that he gets at your position, which is a better position, and so on and so forth. I'm not saying you should be enemies with everybody in the company that you work in, but you should be just careful and don't overtrust people. But again, at the end of the day, all of that doesn't matter. What matters is that you enjoy what you do. You enjoy your work. You love game development. You got good at it. So that is the main point. If you're enjoying yourself, no matter where you work, no matter what you do, no matter, if you work on a big game or a smaller game, indie studio, big game studio, this is what you should be focusing on. Because again, as I said, this happens in every single industry, not only Blizzard or companies in the game dev branch, or however you want to call it, fire their employees. Companies in other branches like mobile apps or desktop apps or web applications or whatever, server-side programming, whatever, they also fire people depending on the situation in the company. So I hate it when people get online and they're like, oh, look at this happens, this is the third time in 3 months, some company laid off a lot of employees, oh, yeah, blah, 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 so now game dev is bad, you should not get into game. No, if you love game development, if you enjoy it, definitely get into it. There is a lot of work online, offline, working in a company, working on your own games, working as a freelancer, solving problems, teaching other people how to make games. There is work. It just depends on how good you are, how good you can transfer your skills into, real world, how good you can solve programming problems, and so on and so forth. So I don't want this to get into your head. That's why I want to talk about it, especially this fact that when you look at this, 190 people are fired, but the CEO gets 200 million compensation. For people who don't understand how this works, I also didn't understand until I researched, so I'm not like, oh, I know you don't. I'm just explaining what I found. These 200 million are not cash money, because a lot of people will say, oh, he should have taken that money, or the company should have taken that money and give it to employees and don't fire them. Okay, you have a point, but this is not cash money. These are stocks who are worth, 200 million. Doesn't matter. I'm not, dissecting all the details, but those stocks that are worth 200 million now can be worth 10 million tomorrow, or a million, or nothing. Same as with, cryptocurrencies in Bitcoin. Today it's 60,000. Tomorrow it can be 1,000. So there is no rule to that. The more a company does well, the more those stocks are worth. And still, when he gets those stocks, he cannot sell them right away. He cannot just go and, oh, I want to sell 200 million of my stocks. No, it doesn't work like that. There are rules and regulations on the stock market, yada, yada, yada. I don't want to drown you with that topic. But at the end of the day, no matter what happens, be good at game dev, learn everything you need to learn, become a master in it, love what you do, and don't worry about anywhere where you will get a job. So yeah, this is the wisdom that I had to say about this, because I'm a very wise guy. Game Dev Gangsteronios, like that video. This video, actually, not that. Like this video. Subscribe to the channel. Probably check out my Game Dev Academy. I'll put a free trial down below so you can check it out for free. Completely free, 79 courses. I'm wrapping up my best course so far. So I'm adding the last section. I'm creating it right now after this video. Yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Love ya.